guys, welcome back. We've all been in this situation where we cannot figure out what to buy our loved ones. I know that we've all, especially ladies, have gotten candles, which is awesome. And we've all also gotten body spray, again, which is awesome. But what if you're looking for something more sentimental? Something they can hold on to forever. Now I know we all have mugs, like this one, and we also all have tables that we probably don't want to get ruined. So why not make them a coaster for them to put their drink on? Making coasters can be fun, quick, and easy. And you can pretty much put anything inside this coaster. You can put like a wedding ring in there. It doesn't matter if it's a wedding ring, engagement ring, maybe somebody, was passed on. Gels are a great memento. Maybe you went on your honeymoon, or maybe you went with your family. Another good idea would be like, I have this ticket from when I went to Ripley's. I went with a bunch of my family and it was really fun. All you have to do is, cut this to fit however you want. Anything can pretty much be put into this mold. Oh wait, I also have this, for example, like my cat died, so I have this, but like a leash, a collar, name tags, paw prints, just anything that reminds you of your lost pet. When you're making coasters, it doesn't have to be anything that you want to remember or anything. Anything you could think of that you want, that you think might be cute. Before we start, check out the ones I made. This one, and I also made these. So let's get started on our coasters. Unfortunately, I lost the footage for this part, but I went ahead and I mixed some resin together and mixed like a tiny bit of acrylic pink into my mixture and just poured it in the bottom for our base. I'm going to go ahead and kind of tilt it, to make sure all the sides are covered. Okay. I don't think that my table is level. Yeah, here we go. I'm going to tilt it again and see, and we'll see if it goes to the right side. If I don't, here's my popsicle stick. I'm just going to slide this popsicle stick up underneath here. It's on the very, very edge just to see if it will level itself out. I can't move it because my workstation is already set up here, so we're going to see if it will level out. So I waited. I'm going to go ahead and put my glitter in. These are heart-shaped glitter. I got them in the slime kit I previously ordered online. They're actually plastic. They're actually like glitter that is actually plastic. So they will probably like float. Again, this layer is just so I can hold my pieces into place. I had no pre-planned design for this coaster, so I'm just kind of making this up as I go. I'm just going to place these hearts around in a circle to outline the coaster. When you're doing little things like this, you want to put a little bit of resin onto your toothpick or whatever you're using to make sure that your pieces stick to it so you can easily put them in your resin without them falling all over your piece. My toothpick I actually dipped in resin a tiny bit so that they would stick well. As I'm sitting here doing this, I'm also thinking, about what I'm going to do next for the coaster, so I kind of have some kind of idea. Okay, now I have all my hearts together. I'm going to move them. I realize that it's still not all the way level, but we're going to try to work with it like this, and then we'll just move it to the table. Hopefully it'll work well enough for me to place the objects for now. Okay, next I found these hearts. They say love on them. I didn't want this side to show, so I just put the love on the outside, which is the bottom that we're looking at. From the top is the bottom, and I went ahead and placed the love up toward the bottom so you couldn't see them, because for this piece I just didn't want the love part to be showing. My goal is to put one of these hearts between every 2 little hearts. So we'll see how that goes. I'm realizing now I may have put them too close together, so I might have to go back and move them. I kind of laid that one right on top, so I'm going to have to dig this one out with my stick. I have one more heart to put in. I'm going to kind of move these over to the side. Here's my last heart. I realized I may have not put these little hearts in right, so this part was a little confusing for me because the way the hearts were lined up, but eventually I figured it out. Here we go. These are wooden hearts, so they will float. If you haven't sealed them correctly, they will keep floating to the surface. That's why it's important to let the bottom part dry first. These are some pink beads that I had. I kind of wanted it to look like, I guess, sprinkles in the middle. Sprinkles and glitter and stuff like that. Some of my beads kind of went astray, so I'm going to go ahead and push them back to the middle. I don't want anything by my hearts on the outside. It's just too much clutter on the outside, so I want to try to keep them in the middle. Now I'm just going to put some just different kinds of beads. These are some smaller ones that I had. They're kind of pink and clear. Next I have some other smaller beads, which these are completely pink. I'm sprinkling those in now. I saw a couple of ones get loose, so I'm going to go ahead again and push them back to the middle. Get that away from my heart. I want them all in the middle. I don't want them touching the outside. Okay, I have these little other hearts. These are red hearts. They're the same hearts that I put in from before, but they are red. They kind of have this cool, like, multicolored thing going on, which I thought would be cool in this piece. So make sure I get them all back to the middle. Okay. Now I'm kind of like just pushing some of it under the resin. Just kind of like poking and prodding it so it kind of sinks below the surface. I want them to stay there. I'm gonna add some glitter. Here's some pink. This is the finer glitter. And here I have some even finer glitter. This is really fine. Okay. So now I'm going to take my toothpick again, and I'm just going to kind of just stir it up in there, mix it up, make sure, you know, everything's under, nothing's going to swim away. There we go. Just pushing it, without pushing it too far toward the edge, you know, just pushing it under the resin. Okay, right now I'm going to be mixing my part A and my part B resin so I can pour the first layer. Normally you'd want to wait for the bottom layer to dry before you put the top layer of resin on, but I was kind of in a hurry for this project, so I went ahead and just added the next layer. Which, as you can see here in a minute, that it actually diluted my pink, which was not what I wanted. Let it wait. My hearts are floating to the top, which I was trying to avoid, which is why you let your first layer dry before adding the next layer. But I'm just going to go ahead and push these down. You might have to come in a couple of times before it dries to push them back into place. You just kind of want to keep an eye on it. Here I am again. I'm going to swirl a little bit of pink in my piece because I was not happy that it got diluted the way that it did. So I'm going to try and just swirl a little bitty like pink swirls in it. Not really going the way that I had hoped that it would go, but I think it looks alright. I'm going to go ahead and put the last swirl over here. Let's swirl over here. Okay, let's mix this one up. I'm going to put this glitter, more of this on top, because it's not, I wanted a little bit of red, but you can't really see the red glitter, so I'm going to go ahead and just like maybe put this on top. Okay, so we have our glitter. Here's a view once the first layer is done, and we're going to have to let this sit and wait before we add the next layer. Okay, so here's our next layer, and I'm going to make it pink. I want to make it pink so that the foreground will stand out more. So right now I'm just mixing my pink into my resin. I'm going to mix it up really good. It's nice and pretty pink. I'm going to mix some glitter in there, make it nice and pretty and glittery. Just going to stir this in there. Mix it up real good so your glitter is evenly mixed in there. Then we're just going to pour this on top. Once again, your bottom should be dry before you attempt to put this layer on, or it's just going to mix into your piece. I realized that I did not make enough resin for this top part, so I'm just going to kind of smooth it down and kind of gauge how much more resin I need to complete the top layer. I'm going to be very careful because at this point you can still dip into that bottom layer. It's not completely dry, it's just, you know, partly cured. I'm going to add some more resin. I'm not going to worry about adding more pink because this is pink enough, and I think that it will even itself out. So I just added the rest of the resin that I had left. Now I'm going to take my device and smear it. Smear it evenly across the top. I'm kind of using a mixing motion just to make sure that I can get the pink kind of mixed in there real good. Again, you want to be careful, you don't want to dip into that bottom layer. You should get toward all the edges. You don't want those little bubbles in the side, or, you know, missing chunks. I'm just making sure my coat is even. Once you have completed the top coat, your coaster is now finished. Now for me, I'm going to move my piece somewhere to where it cannot get ruined, or, you know, is able to be level. Okay, here is our finished piece. I'm going to go ahead and remove it from the mold so we can see the bottom, or the top, shall I say. Okay. All right, this looks awesome. I was really surprised. It turned out pretty good. I was worried because the wooded pieces kept floating to the top, but I eventually got them to stay down. so it turned out really good. Let me know what you guys think. Thank you for watching, and once again, if you like my videos, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, the like button, and the bell if you want to be notified of any more upcoming videos. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.